I imagine if G. Villanova isn't watching right now, friends who are
They will call him.
are calling
immediately.
Yeah, that's great. Congratulations.
And they might celebrate with
beer.
You never know.
Yes, because as you know, or maybe you don't know, tomorrow is International Beer Day. Award-winning homebrewer Warren Boyer is here to tell us how, well, to taste different beers and, why beer has become so popular.
Well, I think part of the popularity of beer in the recent years is that it's very versatile. You can pair it with a lot of kind of different foods, and you can find beers that fit your tastes.
Yeah.
Anything from a dark stout all the way up to a light pilsner, you're going to have very different flavors.
And it's become almost as snooty as wine.
Yes, it has become snooty. You're
People
right.
are very snooty.
And now you have like a lot of flavors in beer too.
Absolutely.
Beer used to essentially just be beer.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
The beers I've brought today are all essentially just beer. There's no fruit or spices or additives or anything like that. We are coming into the long weekend here, BC Day holiday. Tomorrow is International Beer Day, so with the hot weather, I would prefer something a little lighter.
Like a
so what we have here is the Beer League Lager from the people over at Central City. This is a fairly new one to hit the market. If you can see the color, it's very light style, very light pilsner. It's a very crisp beer, very clean, very easy to drink.
Yep, that's what I would order if on a hot day, hot afternoon.
Absolutely.
You want something that's just, that's crisp.
Now, if you want to get into something with a little bit more flavor, we have a Two Wolves Arctic Blonde Ale. So this is an ale, so it has a little more flavor, and you can see from the color it's a little darker. It is still very delicate and easy to drink, very sessionable. This is a brand new.
Sessionable?
What
does that mean?
You can have multiples of them without getting fatigued with your palate or getting in trouble.
Fatigue of another kind.
So
if you have multiples, you might be face down in the peanuts.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Because as we're tasting beer, we should mention drink responsibly.
Absolutely.
More than one glass of alcohol for a woman a day increases the risk of breast cancer and all sorts of diseases. So, just keep it in moderation.
Absolutely.
Always. Okay, that's nice.
So this blonde is from a brand new Canadian brewery from Vancouver. You'll see this product hitting the shelves for the long weekend. You got a little bit of a preview.
That's the Two Wolves. Okay.
This looks like a wine bottle.
Yeah, so this is cider, actually. In the last year, there's been a lot of craft ciders coming up in BC, especially in the Okanagan area.
This
one's
fruity.
from, it's apple juice. So it's from Costin. And this is a medium. They also do a dry. I prefer it a little drier, but some people like it a little sweeter.
Okay. When I was growing up, when we were growing up, cider, the only one you could get would be super sweet, and it was that cloyingly.
Yes.
I loved it because I was, younger. But
Bush party.
this is much nicer.
So this is a little more
Much
sophisticated.
nicer. Yeah.
This will remind you more of a white wine or something like that. Especially
like
the
a
drier
white wine.
versions.
It does. It does.
It is.
And cider is, again, exploded in popularity.
So this is Twisted Hills, one of my favorites. If you're looking for a cider this weekend, I would highly recommend it.
All right. Moving on to the Red Racer.
Yeah, so this is Red Racer ISA. ISA is a session ale, meaning it's only 4%. So again, you can have a couple of these.
It
Smells different.
Bit skunky.
This is more like an IPA, but lower in alcohol. So it's going to be very hop forward. So IPA is an India Pale Ale. It's an extra over hopped. So if you're a hop head and you like the bitter kind of flavors and the hops, this is a great beer for in the summer.
Squire's been called many things, but a hophead is not one of them.
No, I've never been called a hop.
So you can smell the citrusy aromas from the hops and that. It's quite hop forward.
All right.
Yeah, no, I like the taste of that. I don't like the smell of it, but I do like.
That's a favorite of mine. I keep that in my fridge quite often.
And when you're eating spicy food, especially.
Yes, that'll help cut through the grease and that from barbecue and things like that too.
Yep.
Okay. So very good idea for the hot weekend.
Last but not least.
So this one's very different. This is from Strange Fellows in East Van. This is called Strange
I thought you were going to
Resemblance.
say it's from a strange fellow in East Van.
He is. Well, the brewer's a bit of an odd guy, but he's
Okay, this
really
has a
nice.
different smell to it too.
Very different. So this is a Saison, which is a French-Belgian style. Typically, it would have been made in the summer months to be served at harvest time. So this is going to have a very unusual aroma and flavor, not similar to what we have here. Yes, you're going to have this tart bite to it. It's going to be quite of a citrusy thing. Cleanses your palate as well. Again, really good to pair with things like barbecue and things like that over the weekend.
Are all these different beers basically old recipes redone? Or are there new recipes coming out?
These are all very reminiscent
Traditional?
of older styles. Absolutely, very traditional. I'd say the only one that's not really traditional is ISA. Typically, IPA would have been a lot stronger strength, and this
Right.
is something new that we've seen in the last few years.
Delicious. Oh, lovely. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you.
awesome
Thank
to,
you, Colleen and
to
Squire. Thanks for having me.
get this tasting lesson. Happy International Beer Day tomorrow.
And apparently drinking beer makes you grow taller.
Look, it's happening. What do you got coming up?
Well, Neymar is a very wealthy man. Well, actually, I guess he doesn't